out with Rosie, and I wanted to demonstrate a little bit of our work with the place command. But in addition to the place command, how I'm incorporating a couple of other skills. I am also introducing sit and the down command. Let's just get to it, and I'll talk you through it. Rosie, place. Good girl. Good. So, sit. Good. So, I'm just feeding her from hand her regular kibble and having her work for it. So, we already laid a foundation of place. I have several YouTube videos on how to teach the place command, like from the very beginning. We're a little bit further now. Good. She offered a down, and we have been working on down. So I'm marking that with good and rewarding it when she offered it. I didn't ask her for it, but I do want to acknowledge that she did it. So in addition to working on the place command, what this is also giving me the opportunity to address, especially for really big dogs like Rosie. A lot of times big dogs have no concept really of how big they are, and they have very little body awareness, like where their back end ends. So having her place on an object with a border that has an edge to it has to create an awareness of how wide the object is, how wide am I, where are my feet placed. And so she did make a little bit of a mistake and put her foot too close to the edge. Earlier her foot slipped. She didn't fall off, but her foot just kind of slipped a little bit. So working on things like this help us create more awareness in her mind of where her body is in space. So let me give you a little example. Sit. So she sat, and she's right here sitting close to the edge because she's interested in this food. So I'm going to ask her to down, and this is hard for her. She has to put her front paws down, and you see she's kind of tucked up awkward. She hasn't learned to scoot her back legs out. She's just trying to make her body small and drop down into a really awkward down. But as we practice this over time, she'll start realizing, oh, I need to kind of kick my hind end out so I can be more comfortable. Which, as she has been in this position, she slowly found her way into a more comfortable position with her back end further out. I hope you're following me. So we'll do this one more time. Right? Yes. Yes. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Rosie, place. Good. So sit. Good. So she sits, but she is right up next to the edge. So I'm going to try and move y'all closer to the side so you can see. Sorry, the background's not so pretty. So now I'm going to ask her to down. So see, she's dropped her front paws off, but she really hadn't. She's just now scooting her butt back, trying to find a more comfortable position. Good. 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 The longer I have her sit here, she'll eventually, if she doesn't pop up into a sit, scoot her hind end further back. We have some kids screaming in the background. And she'll find a way to make herself a little bit more comfortable by scooting her hind end back. Rosie. it go down the wrong way? Goodness. Good. Do a little attention. Good. See, she finally kind of scooted her hind end a little further back. Come on. Place. So I'm walking her further to the end. Sit. And I'm having her sit a little further back now than right up on the edge. Good. If she leans too far over, she's going to slip off. Good. Good. Yes. Rosie. Yes. Good girl. She's like, I would rather lay there and you feed me some more, please. Right? Good. So this object is smaller. It's not quite as long. Sit. Down. So same thing with this one. She has to be more aware of how her body is positioned and where it is on the object so that she doesn't fall off. And just doing these little exercises create an opportunity to work on that. Just make her a little more spatially aware of where her body is. Good. Rosie, yes. Good. Good girl. Closer. Just kind of make it fun. Yes. Good girl. Sit. Nope. Sit. Rosie, place. Good. You're just having her climb. Sit. Down. Good. Good girl. Out. Sit. Down. So I'm going to wait. She's a little reluctant since she kind of lost her balance, but that's a learning opportunity. Like, you have to think through these things. Good. 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 Yes. Right. Good. Sit. Good. Place. Good. Sit. Down. So this is really the first time we've really worked on this, and she is sitting kind of cattywampus on this thing. I would like her more down the length of it, but either way, she's learning where the edges are. She's learning where her body is in relation, and we're also working on confidence, just building confidence, because she can be a little bit nervous, a little bit easily spooked. So having a dog climb up on things, put their feet on different textures, put their feet on narrow spaces, learn how to navigate objects that are kind of awkward, builds their confidence. Just conquering unusual things, maybe that aren't that difficult, but she normally wouldn't be asked to do it, helps her overcome things. Dogs can spook easily when they put their feet on an awkward surface, and you don't want them to do that. You're right. When they go to the vet, they're going to be poked and prodded, and oftentimes on some sort of table that moves up and down. So you don't want them spooking on different floors. They live with people who are going to ask them to go places with all sorts of different floors and surfaces that they might have to walk across. So learning how to navigate that is an important skill, and also learning how to position their body and have more balance and more awareness of where their body is in space is going to help greatly. Right? Right? Yes.